Hey there guys, it's Metro and we are starting another leveling challenge. This one's going to be a little different than your normal one. Our only goal is to level almost exclusively through dungeons as a no spec priest. Now if you are new to this concept, I usually can queue for dungeons as long as the character has more than one talent specialization within its class that can fill the role I'm trying to fill. So obviously there's plenty of options for DPS. Rogue, Mage, Warlock, Hunter, these things have 3, so that's plenty. I think something like Warrior has 2, so they can DPS. Something like Paladin, though, only has 1, so it cannot. If you queue as a DPS or tank or healer, for that matter, as Paladin, you will automatically be put into the Retribution or whatever specialization because it tries to help you along and give you the benefit that you need. I think they did that because it was like people were switching from something to healer, and then they would have to switch, and they'd start at 0 mana. So instead, the game just automatically like hard swaps you, and you have full mana and everything like that. So the only way to heal would be on a priest because it has 2 specializations that can heal, either discipline or holy. So this has been a unique thought process of mine the whole time. And same thing with, coincidentally, nothing could tank. So I wanted to try that too. That would have been very interesting. I still do want to do dungeons as a tank, or do dungeons with no specialization. Stay tuned. It may happen in the future. But we are leveling this character for a reason. I want to play this at max level, so we are going to try to get to 50 with only dungeons. So let us queue up, and we'll see how long the queues are as well. Now, the interesting thing about Priest is it has really only, it's only got effectively 1 heal, flash heal, 25 mana though. So I'm 99% sure that this is a percent always, so it should always do the same amount of my mana pool. I do not know that for sure though. We'll take a look at this as we go, but I do expect, we have Shadow Word Death now too. I do expect this to get worse as time goes on, and then we also have Power Word Shield, which is slightly less mana, so that's about it. We have Desperate Prayer for ourselves, which we, actually no, that only increases your maximum health, so. Oh no, it also heals you too, yeah. So if we ever take damage ourselves, we need to pay attention and use that. But that's everything. That's all we're going to get. All the other heals are part of the healing tree, so we're never going to get them. I don't think there's going to be... We can have a purge. That's about it. I think that's legitimately it. Mind Control might be somewhat useful. Master Spell, but that's level 50, so that'll be past the play. So, yeah, that's that. I also have a talent, so if you've not seen the script, if you want me, I could probably try to send this to... I don't actually know how I can give this to people, but it's actually, once you get the actual script for it, you can change it to whatever you want. This refers to the row, and this refers to the column. It's got to be, so we can take a talent now, and we'll be able to take another in a bit. I believe we get castigation. I don't think it does anything, but we'll take it just in case. And it does seem like we got it, because I think it would typically say... It doesn't actually matter though, because castigation makes penance fire 1 additional bolt of holy light, so that's not going to do anything. But it is interesting to be able to take talents. I don't actually remember... Is it not working at all? I don't actually remember... That's strange. I don't actually remember which talents we can take, but none of them really do anything if I remember correctly. It must be in a rest area to change talents. Oh, okay. So it did work, or something. I'm definitely in a rest area. Unable to learn talent. Let's try that real quick before we go in the dungeon, just in case. The funny part, though, is it's always interesting to see what people say. So I hope that there will be some interesting moments in these dungeons, just because of people noticing. There may not be, but we'll also see how fast dungeon leveling is. I mean, I've never actually leveled through dungeons. This will be the first time I've ever done it. Well, I done it a long time ago, but not particularly interesting to me, so yeah, we'll give it a try. Priest is an interesting class anyway. They're actually pretty powerful. Mind Blast is really strong, so I'm looking forward to checking out that, but should probably expect some funny tanks along the way too. Not quite Mythic plus level hilarity, I guess. Maybe, you never know. Usually the easier the content, the less ridiculousness occurs. But yeah, we'll obviously do a lot of damage too along the way. Like we can put a fair amount of damage in just by putting Shadow Word Pains up, but and then Shadow Word Death. I mean, look at that, yeah. And as long as these people aren't trash, we're really not gonna be able to, like, we don't actually have to heal that much, so pretty nice. That's a CD on it too. Okay. I do wish I had one hot because this would be a lot easier. I just need to. The problem is I really need something to track weakened soul or whatever it's called. So I feel like I lose that a lot. This guy's doing a lot of healing. Victory rush. Okay, that makes sense. I have threat. Huh. Alright, Mind Blast has a lot of threat. I know I used to. Back in the day. But yeah, it's basically just spam flash heal. There we go, big deal. So I don't know what the difference is going to be. Like, that guy's level 11, so it's probably easier to heal him than it would be a level 50. I don't actually know how that works, so it'll be interesting. I've never experimented with something like this. I mean, I never really even level characters in dungeons anyway, so I'm definitely the person who knows the least about this, given how much time I've spent leveling characters. Also a cool opportunity to see some of these dungeons. Like, I really haven't done the Cataclysm versions of many of these dungeons. I'm sure I've done them all multiple times, but not much. I was actually thinking about, I have some ideas. I'm not necessarily ready to spoil it, but I have some ideas that I have planned for this character. I was actually thinking about, well, I guess I shouldn't say, because then it'll be obvious. Anyway, I was interested in doing this with like people who were actually geared at max level and seeing what it was like, but this seems like it'd be way more interesting. But like, dungeon leveling is relatively agnostic. Like, as long as you don't have 5 people getting carried, it's pretty quick, I'd imagine. We're getting a fair amount of experience as well. Problem is we'll never benefit from the PvP or whatever, war mode talent situation, which is definitely less interesting. It's I feel like it's a lot faster to just quest nowadays. Or maybe not. Yeah, if anybody's actually ever in trouble, we just spam heal them. That's all we have, so. I mean, obviously Power Word Shield has to be a major part of this because we really need to stay ahead of the damage. So our Nightborn, so we can do that. I'm pretty excited because they just announced that they're going to be doing new Nightborn customization. So that's great, because honestly they were definitely the race that needed it the most. I mean, it kind of feels like Classic. This is the thing I've always said about, to be fair, Priest had way more spells in Classic than this. But yeah, it kind of feels like maybe a Paladin or Druid in Classic. But we also got Mage Food for my Mage. But that was one thing I was saying the whole time, like, playing a no-spec character kind of feels like you're playing Classic in Shadowlands. It's legitimately like the same pacing. Now obviously class design is not, but it's pretty, the pacing is quite good, honestly. Okay, that guy's getting slaughtered. I assume putting Power Word Shield up as often as we can is a good idea, but I don't, maybe not. I definitely need to turn on targets on the frames because it doesn't actually show. Why is this guy just eating this mob? Don't worry, buddy, I'll handle it. You'd think he would try to kill it. Do we actually just fight a boss? Oh. I don't know if I've done this since Cataclysm, this dungeon. Obviously, it's a lot different than the classic version. Okay, we should. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I see. Wait, I'm confused. Why did it not heal me? I guess it doesn't heal you, it just increases your health. Increases your max health, but also, I guess the point of the spell is to keep the health thresholds the same. So it heals you so you don't just kind of lose percentage health, right? But we are definitely going to need to drink because we don't. I'd imagine this is going to get really bad as time goes on. We're still low level, so typically a low level character is very efficient with its stats. Like the scaling of the stats are really efficient early on, and it gets really bad by the end. But especially since we don't have heirlooms. Oh, I know we do have heirlooms now, but we won't have them max them like they're I don't think they're maxed out anyway. Oh yeah, 49. Okay, forget it. Yeah, I forgot I actually maxed them out because I realized that a character with cloth heirlooms on is really all you need whenever you level a character, and you can still get the benefits. So like if you leveled an Ellie Shaman or something like that, there's no actual reason to be wearing mail while you're leveling an Ellie Shaman. But I do think, I hope that we will get some actual gear because it sounds like it would be interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's good gear in 5-man still, right? It's not kind of like it used to be where 5-man gear was just 10 times better than outside 5-mans, but I got jumps down, okay. Interesting choice. You die now, I think. When do I get life grip? See, like healing others though is actually very easy. I need to pay attention to the quests. I hope that I'm not actually sure about that. Just trying not to keep them on my screen because I have a bunch of other quests too. Hogger Slain? Oh, right, yeah. I joined a dungeon to test it out, and that was Stockades. I'm sure we'll do it eventually again. Yeah, things like die so fast in these low dungeons that it's like I don't even really need to heal much.
Phone Reaper 5000 online. All systems nominal.
I think you have to be in melee range for that spell to work.
Overdrive engine activated.
It's just a dot. It just does damage whenever you're in the spell. Okay. That's annoying. Yeah, our damage is competitive too, considering we have no specialization. Usually you expect the lowest level character to be the top damage. I don't know what these warlocks are. 16, 44, and 19. So they're doing identical damage. That's crazy. 16 and 44 doing identical damage. How about that? That is interesting. That's a well done system, well made system then, if you ask me. The one thing I was kind of actually thinking about was if there was a way to get a wand. In Classic, wands did a lot of damage, but I highly doubt they still do. I was thinking it would actually be relatively interesting. But that was back in the day when every spell costs like a prohibitive amount of mana. I don't even think these spells, yeah. These spells legitimately don't cost mana, so. It's so strange to me that this is actually like the way it is. Because I'm 90% sure that if you played a Shadow Priest, the spells do not, like you cannot heal as a Shadow Priest, right? At no point can you do that. Maybe you can at low level though, I don't actually know. But yeah, I definitely assume this is going to get really bad eventually. Like my expectation is that it would be like healing as a Shadow Priest, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not going to be the case. Maybe somehow it'll actually be fine the whole way up. I'll just only have the one spell and I'll eventually go out of mana from using it. 4% of my mana every cast, basically. It looks like about 3.5. So hopefully, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm along for the ride. This will be interesting one way or the other. I don't think there's that, oh, we got a wand. It does 1.0 damage per second. The staff does more. Yeah, okay. So that probably indicates that non-viable to use a wand as DPS nowadays. Well, obviously. There's no Corrin dude here, right? Yeah, no, this is just ready to go on. Damn, this is like I haven't done this dungeon in a very long time. I actually did it on Classic before, since the last time I did this on Live WoW. Fear? We have fear if we need it. Oh yeah, you can use the cannons. I forgot about this. I actually did, no, that's not even true though. I did do this dungeon, but not like actually do it. I was in it because I went to get the, there's a rogue transmog that's like, I think you have to be outlaw. Yeah, outlaw only. It looks like the Defias leather set. I assume any rogue could then wear it or what? I don't actually know, but maybe not. Maybe you have to be outlaw to wear it as transmog too. I wonder what our actual like experience rate is gonna look like though, because yeah, see, it does heal, but you go back to the same health percentage. Yeah. I just wonder how fast this is to level. I think it probably would be the most consistent way to level a no spec character, though, to be honest. As long as the Qs are quick, and that's the other nice thing about this, the Qs should be instant, right? Like healer Qs are quite good, aren't they? Not sure about that, but I assume they're not. As long as DPS Qs. What's this guy doing? He's trying to get all fancy over there. Where's our boy, where's the goblin? He's not in the game anymore, yeah. What was that dude's name? I don't even know.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, having 4 is pretty good. I mean, let's bring a fair amount to the party outside of just healing.
Do you feel that chill running up your spine? The fog is rolling in.
Did you kill these? It's been a long time. That's the damage from Power Word or Shadow Word Death. I think if it was just Renew, it'd be a lot more interesting, but I guess this priest doesn't have Renew. I'd love for Renew to just be a baseline spell again, but I guess it's kind of a really core element of Holy, so they don't want to do that. Renew is probably one of my favorite, like, actual, I don't know why, I've just always liked it. I quite like hots when you're healing easy content. It feels fun. You can just kind of hot things up. Resto Druid especially would be probably good for leveling. I don't even know what Resto Druid kit has anymore, honestly. I haven't played a Resto Druid at all since, I guess it would have been BFA, but probably middle of BFA, because I know by the end I was turned off by how flavor of the month they were. Again, that's not actually the end of the dungeon. We got the ring. That's a famous ring in Classic, and then it becomes a good ring in TBC. Classic, it's got like Agi and Intellect on it or something, and then in TBC it gets something better, I think. I don't actually know how these tentacles work. I think you have to be in melee range for them to do anything. So that's useless. Oh yeah, you pick up the food, right? I'll leave that to the professionals. This is like a 0 damage. I can't believe how little healing was needed in this entire dungeon. We legitimately didn't need to be here, I feel like. Whoa. Is that because I used Power Word Death? Or Shadow Word Death? Okay, and then we can turn the quest in here too. So we gained almost 3/4 of a level from that, and then we have quests to turn in. So I think we'll get 19.
What?
Yes, we will.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. Wait. Oh yeah, we did. Okay. Wait. Now we still have to kill Admiral Ripstone. Yeah. Well, we'll hang on to that, I guess. All right. Well, that was a nice, quick level. Quick 2 levels. And I will do some basic questing while we wait if we have to, but I don't want things to be too boring. Actually, yeah, I want to make the first episode not too long, so that will probably be... That's enough for that one. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back. Make sure you check it out. All the episodes will be in a playlist, unlisted. This will be the only one that's public. The rest will be in the playlist. You should be able to find it down below, comment section, description, somewhere like that. And I hope you enjoy this. Will be interesting. I'm trying to get this character to 50 so I can do stuff with it later on. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.